Hi guys, it's Cristine Finck again, and I want to talk to you today about not so much objections to coaching, but maybe concerns that you guys have regarding coaching and what it's all about. So I want to go over a few things that people have brought up to me and to some of my other coaches and that sort of thing. So let me address some of those issues. The first one was, how am I going to know what to be posting and how do I share this on social media? Number one, guys, we have training out the kazoo. It is great training that don't be worried about knowing what am I supposed to do every day. We have a power hour to-do list, and it's going to 5 things. Those are the things to do. We have training once you join. We always have a new coach training geared up, and we do that. We lay out all the basics each day, step by step, a little bit more, so we don't overwhelm you with information. But you will not ever be at a point that you are willing or wanting to learn or further your business that you do not have tools at your disposal to go to. We have weekly team calls. We've got monthly team calls. We've got the national wake-up call. But not only our team, but like I said before, we have an awesome upline. We get some of the best speakers to share their knowledge with us. We just have, so many tools and it's all about sharing. None of us are hoarding our little bit of information and say, you go figure it out. Absolutely not. That is not the camaraderie that we have whatsoever. We have a share and share alike, and we want everybody to be successful. So if I learn it, I'm passing it along to you guys. You better believe it. If I've tweaked something to make it better, you guys are getting it. No doubt about it. So don't be nervous that you don't know, what to post. I don't want you going out there and because nobody told you, every freaking post is buy Shakeology, buy P90X, buy this, here's my link to my web store, buy, no, we're going to teach you that's not the way to go about this business. You are not selling. You're going to intermittently post some things about maybe what you're doing, that you're working out, that you're having good success or results, things like that. But we're going to teach you. We've got trainings for all that sort of thing. So don't worry about that. Do not worry. Let's see, the next thing is, okay, I don't know anybody. Well, guess what? I started this business. I was not on social media at all. I had not talked to people on Facebook ever, okay? Now, so most of you are ahead of the game on me on that one. I had to start fresh with Facebook, Instagram, and our group trainings taught me how to do that, so I was able to build up the business. But you're going to start off with obviously letting people that you're embarking on this new adventure, and then you're going to build relationships from there. Social media is a fantastic tool. It doesn't matter if you're from a big city or a small town or somewhere in between. Social media has made business like this so accessible and so easy to build and find people, or for them to find you. Facebook like pages have been just huge for that to a kind of attraction marketing, for people to find you. Some of you people might be on this call because you found me or one of my coaches, not necessarily vice versa. So, there is so much with social media. Again, more training that we have on that. But don't worry that you're going to have to, none of my family's into fitness. They're not going to want to do this. It's okay. My dad and my sister are awesome about drinking their Shakeology, and they totally helped me out and have become coaches because they wanted a discount, and it helps me. But they're not fitness gurus. They're not diehards into their fitness level and routine, and certainly neither of them have any interest in the business opportunity. That's okay. They don't have to be. I only want people on my team that want to be here, and I imagine that's the same for you. I'm not trying to convince anybody to do something they don't want to do. So, your family, and trust me, your family at first will probably be skeptical that you're going to try to sell them something. Don't put it out there. Let them know you don't want them to go buy P90X from, their neighbor when they could have bought it from you. But you want to put it out there and let them know. But you're not trying to sell and convince your family or your friends that this is the be-all, end-all. If they're interested, if it sounds like something that's right for them, then of course you're going to introduce it to them. But, if it's not for them, it's not for them, and it's okay. Move on. Find somebody else out there through social media, through your personal contacts, the groups that you do enjoy and be around, and find somebody that has a willingness and wants to participate. So don't panic that you don't have this whole framework of fitness people that are going to jump on board with you. You will find people that are like you and that will want to participate as well. And don't forget, every single one of us starts off as the CEO of their little coaching business. It expands and it grows once momentum builds, but we all start off just us. So don't worry about that. That's normal. Let's see, next question. Oh, some of the cost questions. Well, we're going to get into, the earnings and things like that, but the cost questions, yeah, definitely. One of the things I really, really like about Beachbody is you do not have to stock product. I know a lot of people that have done other types of network marketing, and their garage is full of product, and they have to actually spend the money in advance to get that, and it sits there in their garage, and hopefully they sell it. This is not a concern whatsoever for us. We do not have to worry about that at all. Beachbody takes care of all of the customer service and the shipping of product and all of that. All we do is direct them to our website, and they make the purchase, and then Beachbody takes care of the rest. So it's so nice. You don't have to worry about having to hand deliver or put it in a pretty package or bow. Your job is to support and motivate. You don't have to worry about outlaying a bunch of excess costs or anything like that. So don't be concerned about that. But that's a really good question. This one's huge. I don't have any time. Busy as it is. How am I going to do this too? Trust me. Every coach has a busy schedule. They had a busy schedule, I guarantee you, when they started this business. I certainly did. I'm a full-time attorney. I found time to work this business because I believe in it. I'm passionate about it. It's fun, and it doesn't even seem like work, to be honest with you. So this is what you have to think about. And it's a legitimate concern and question. It truly, truly is, because if you know right now that you are not willing to put some time and effort into this, you are not going to be a successful business owner. You might be great at getting the discounts, and like I said, we'll talk more about the type of coach you want to be. So not saying coaching is not for you, but you can't have pie in the sky dreams and not be willing to put the time and effort in that it'll take. So what does that mean? That means getting up a little extra early sometimes, maybe a lot of times, to get your workout in, to maybe invite some people to your next challenge group, to invite some people to a coaching sneak peek. Then, you may have, just to get ready for work, you may have kids to get off to school, all of those daily activities that keeps everyone busy. So you look at that, number one, getting up a little extra early. You may have to stay up a little late. That power hour to-do list that we're going to give you, you want to be successful, you need to hit that time and hit those targets. So sometimes that means I can't go to bed right now. I need an extra half an hour. I definitely use my lunchtime. My schedule's weird. I vary. I have to travel between offices. I have to travel to court. So I sometimes am sitting, in the car in the parking lot before I have to go in for a hearing. So I may grab 15 or 20 minutes here and there. You may have that luxury as well. If you don't, if you're structured 9 to 5, that just means getting some stuff done in the morning. It means using your lunch hour wisely. It means trying to take some time maybe after the kids go to bed or something like that. The other thing you really need to think about is, what are you doing on a regular basis right now that is a time waster for you? We talk about that in our training too. Even when we're getting to the posting and that sort of thing, we advise you to skip that news feed. That is a time waster. You need to go in, be diligent about that time so that you're working your business and you get in and you get out and do what you need to do so that you do have time with your family and time for the important things. But think about, and this is really, I think, where, if you really think about it, everybody that's listening to this has the time to put towards this business, because I know your times in your schedule that you do on a daily basis that you either don't need to do, that you're that are more I want to do kind of things. Maybe for a while that means you got to give up TV or your favorite program at least. Maybe that means, or vice versa. I only get to watch my favorite program. I don't sit there in front of the TV mindlessly. I know some coaches that for the first year they said, I love my community sports, and you know what? I'm going to bail on it for this season. I need to take the 3 hours a week that was taking, or daily, or whatever, and I need to focus that on the business. So that might mean some sacrifices. The idea is, though, that those sacrifices are short-term, so that you start building that momentum, and then things start to snowball from there. So the time is there if you want it to be there. I think it's just like so many things in life. If you make it a priority, you will find a way. If it's not that important, then you won't find a way. And that's where you have to figure out if this business is for you. That made me think of something else as we were just talking. Oh, yes. This is super important, and we will go over this, if you decide to become a coach. But in respect to the time that this takes, and maybe some, like I said, some short-term sacrifices, you need to think about why you really want to do this. What motivates you to become a coach? To, again, we'll talk about what type of coach you maybe want to be, but you need to be thinking about what's your why. Is it that you want to cut back to part-time with your regular job? You want to have some more freedom in your schedule? You want to have a few $100 extra a month to pay for groceries? Those types of things. So start thinking about that. That's really important to know kind of what's going to motivate you on those days that you don't feel like doing things for the business, that you still get up and do them anyway. This business, the tasks that we assign you, so to speak, they are not difficult. They are easy to do, but at the same token, they're so easy not to do, and you can't just dabble. I think you can. Take that back. If you can dabble and do things here and there, if you want this to be a hobby, if you want to make this a business, there's some hustle involved. And so you think about what's going to motivate you. Do you want to be at home with your kids, to take them to school and pick them up? I mean, those things are super important, and you just have to figure out inside you what's motivating you. So start thinking about that for sure. Let's see. Okay. Oh, all right. I think this will be the last thing. I think we talked about this a little bit before, but not being at my goal weight. Don't worry. I actually think you are it's a great opportunity if you're not, because you have your journey to show people. You can inspire so many people. If you're kind of on day one, or you've lost some weight but you still have more to lose, it's so inspiring to other people. You're so relatable to other people if you are at stage 1 and not at your perfect, beauty queen role yet. I think sometimes people get the misconception, if you start off and you're just, everything looks perfect, that you never had any struggles. So if you are the one that already has the results, number 1, talk about those results. But number 2, you may want to do, show some before and after pictures to show people that, you weren't always this fit. I've definitely had to do that because I was way heavier well before I started being a coach. I started my journey a lot longer ago. I still have before and afters that I do periodically for when I really buckle down and I get focused on everything. But don't be afraid of showing either where you've come from or where you're starting and where you're going. It's so motivational and so inspiring to people, and you're so darn relatable when you're like that. Don't be perfect, because no one is. So you start everything's just perfect. You don't seem real anymore, and this is all about being real. So it's easy to be yourself, like I talked about in a previous video. Just be yourself, and you'll do great. Okay, last thing. What if this doesn't work was kind of the question. As I talked about before, I don't think this is something that you can expect that tomorrow you're going to just be a major success. This is going to take some time, and I love the analogy of pushing that snowball up a hill kind of thing. There is a hill to go to, and there's a learning curve, and you need to take that time to push that ball and up the hill, and it starts as you get to the top, it's steeper and the ball's getting bigger, and it's harder to do sometimes. But don't quit. So many people give up right before they're about to really turn that corner. Before things, I remember having that feeling of I worked hard. I worked several months. I did what I was supposed to do. Work. And I actually remember I had a phone conversation with my upline, Mindy Wender, and she goes, "Well, things are starting to happen." I said, Mindy, I feel it. I'm on the verge of things really coming together, and wouldn't you know it, within a short period of time after that, I just started adding so many coaches, and the whole business just started booming. But it took some time. And so think about that hill. It's going to get hard. It's going to get steeper. But guess what happens when you get to the top? You start going down. And that's what we call momentum. Okay? So when things pick up and they roll and they become so much easier, you've put your systems into place. You know what you need to do. You have your systems. It's repetitive. It's duplicative. Hey, big word. And so don't be afraid that these efforts that you put in the beginning aren't paying off. Trust me, they are. They will. And again, it's kind of just back to you deciding if this is something that you're willing to put some effort into. And I think if you're already still here and you're still listening, then you're thinking you got a good chance at doing this, and that this might be something for you. If you guys have questions, please contact whoever referred you to this whole group. They can certainly answer your questions for you. If that was me, definitely contact me. Or you guys can always comment below and in the group and everything, and we'll answer your questions as best we can. So thanks again so much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.